Welcome to Jersey Reads the Classics, an audiobook podcast delving into the finest works of our literary masters. Unfortunately, it's read by this woman.
What the hell? Who cares? Let's go on an adventure.
Hello, and welcome back to Jersey Reads the Classics with your host, me, Rosa de Candia. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, that's a theme song for a show I used to love. I think I've mentioned it before, Welcome Back, Carter. Anyway, enough about that. So let's proceed to our newest book because, as you know, there's no chapters. So everything is just like, hey, it's a whole new world, a whole new world. Yeah, a whole new world. So let's proceed with Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales by the Brothers Grimm. Today we read The Bremen Town Musicians, also known as the Traveling Musicians. I'm saying Bremen. I'm a thinking it's Bremen. B-R-E-M-E-N. Bremen. I don't know. I don't speak, German, and I think it's a town in Germany because aren't the Brothers Grimm from Germany? Could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on that. All right, well, let's just get to it, okay? A certain man had a donkey, which had carried the sacks of corn to the mill tirelessly for many long years. But his strength was going, and he was growing more and more unfit for work. Then his master began to consider doing away with him. But the donkey, seeing that trouble was in the air, ran away and set out on the road to Bremen. There, he thought, I can surely join the town band. Okay. He's smart enough to know that he's going to be put out to pasture, if you know what I mean. But I don't know. Does he play an instrument? Does he even talk about playing an instrument? But at least he knows that, isn't it so sad because he can no longer work. They want to get rid of the poor little ass. Whatever. Anyway, let's go. When he had walked some distance, he found a hound lying on the road gasping like one who had run till he was tired. Why are you gasping so, you big fellow? Asked the donkey. Ah, replied the hound. As I am old and daily grow weaker and no longer can hunt, my master wanted to kill me. So I took flight, but now how am I to earn my bread? Another one that was smart enough to know that he was going to be put out to the pasture. And he's like, screw you bitches, I'm out of here. Woofy, peasy out. You know what I'm saying? Like dog out. You know, dogs? I'll tell you what, said the donkey. I'm going to Bremen and shall be town musician there. Go with me and engage yourself also as a musician. I will play the lute and you shall beat the kettle drum. Sounds fine and well. I don't see them having any instruments in their hands, but at this point, how hard is to play the kettle drum? No, you do need to know how to play kettle drums. The hound agreed, and on they went. Before long, they came to a cat, sitting on the path with a face like 3 rainy days. Now then, old Whiskers, what has gone askew with you? Asked the donkey. Who can be merry when his neck is in danger? Answered the cat. Uh-oh. Because I am now getting old and my teeth are worn to stumps, and I prefer to sit by the fire and spin rather than hunt about after mice, my mistress wanted to drown me, so I ran away. But now good advice is scarce. Where am I to go? Another one being tossed aside because she can't hunt mice. Terrible. Go with us to Bremen. You understand night serenading. You can be a town musician. Okay. Do cats, are they known for singing? I don't know. The cat thought well of it and went with them. After this, the 3 fugitives came to a farmyard where the cock was sitting upon the gate crowing with all his might. Your crow goes on and on, said the donkey. What is the matter? Oh, no. I have been foretelling fine weather because it is the day on which Our Lady washes the Christ child's little shirts and wants to dry them, said the cock. But guests are coming for Sunday, so the housewife has no pity and has told the cook that she intends to eat me in the soup tomorrow, and this evening I am to have my head cut off. Now I am crowing at full pitch while I can. Look at that. Now, he wasn't smart enough to get the frigate cock-a-doodle-doodle out of there and fly off and be like, peace out, you dumb bitch. I did all this for you, and now you're going to feed me to people? Who's ever had is it a rooster soup? I don't ever heard of that. I guess there's chicken soup, but... Ah, but Redcomb, said the donkey, you had better come away with us. We are going to Bremen. You can find something better than death everywhere. You have a good voice, and if we make music together, it must have some quality. I like this. The cock agreed to this plan, and all 4 went on together. They could not, however, reach the city of Bremen in one day, and in the evening they came to a forest where they meant to pass the night. The donkey and the hound laid themselves down under a large tree, the cat settled itself in the branches, and the cock flew right to the top where he was most safe. Before he went to sleep, he looked around on all four sides and thought he saw in the distance a little spark burning. So he called out to his companions that there must be a house not far off, for he saw a light. The donkey said, "If so, we had better get up and go on, for the shelter here is bad." The hound thought that a few bones with some meat on them would do him good too. Oh, see? Yeah, they're thinking they're going to go and, go to somebody's door and get some food and shit. Okay, and get somewhere to, to stay the night. So they made their way to the place where the light was and soon saw it shine brighter and grow larger until they came to a well-lighted robber's house. How do you know it was a robber's house? That's my question. Anyway, we're just going to suspend reality because it is a fairy tale. The donkey, as the biggest, went to the window and looked in. "What do you see, my gray horse?" asked the cock. "What do I see?" answered the donkey. "A table covered with good things to eat and drink, and robbers sitting at it enjoying themselves." "That would be the sort of thing for us," said the cock. Yes. Oh, how I wish we were there," said the donkey. Then the animals took counsel together how they should manage to drive away the robbers, and at last they thought of a plan. The donkey was to place himself with his 4 feet upon the window ledge. The hound was to jump on the donkey's back. The cat was to climb upon the dog, and lastly, the cock was to fly up and perch upon the head of the cat. Okay, and what are they building? A tower? Leaning tower of musicians? When this was done, at a given signal, they began to perform their music together. The donkey brayed, the hound barked, the cat mewed, and the cock crowed. Then they burst through the window into the room so that the glass clattered. At this horrible din, the robbers sprang up, thinking that a ghost had come in, and fled in a great fright out to the forest. The 4 companions now sat down at the table, well content with what was left, and ate as if they were going to fast for a month. As soon as the 4 minstrels had done, they put out the light, and each sought for himself a sleeping place according to his nature and to do what suited him. The donkey laid himself down upon some straw in the yard. Nice. The hound behind the door. Okay. The cat upon the hearth near the warm ashes. I like that place. And the cock perched himself upon a beam of the roof, and being tired from their long walk, they soon went to sleep. When it was past midnight, and the robbers saw from afar that the light was no longer burning in the house, and all appeared quiet, the captain said, "We ought not to have let ourselves be frightened out of our wits," and ordered one of them to go and examine the house. Dun, 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 dun. We've got drama. We've got confrontation. Let's see what happens. The messenger, finding all still, went into the kitchen to light a candle, and taking the glistening fiery eyes of the cat for live coals, he held a match to them to light it. But the cat did not think it was funny, and flew in his face, screaming and scratching. He was dreadfully frightened, and ran back to the door. But the door who lay there sprang up and bit his leg. No! And as he ran across the yard by the straw heap, the donkey gave him a smart kick with his hind foot. The cock, too, who had been awakened by the noise and had become lively, cried down from the beam, "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" Then the robber ran back as fast as he could to his captain and said, "There is a horrible witch sitting in the house who spat on me and scratched my face with her long claws, and by the door stands a man with a knife who stabbed me in the leg, and in the yard there lies a black monster who beat me with the wooden club, and above, upon the roof, sits the judge who called out, 'Bring the rogue here to me.' So I got away as well as I could." After this, the robbers did not trust themselves in the house again. But it suited the 4 musicians of Bremen so well that they did not care to leave it any more. And the mouth of the man who last told this story is still warm. The end. I like this story. I like it. On my phone, it's called The Traveling Musicians. I don't know, but I guess it's in Bremen, but they are going to Bremen. Anyway, the point is this. There's a little bit of lessons here about aging, right? And being phased out when you get old. Hello. So really quickly, I know we call donkeys asses. But are they stupid animals? I never think of them as stupid animals because they're doing their job, right? But I love when you say to somebody, you're such a dumb ass. You have a dumb ass. This donkey was not a dumb ass. Okay, I don't know where I was going with that. I just always wondered why we call people asses when they're named after donkeys. I don't know, I guess. Well, who knows? But anyway, I digress. So, everything they got in common is they were of great service to their owners, to their humans, right? And then they're getting pushed out, and they all knew within the air they were going to be put out to pasture, meaning shot and killed, okay? So the point is this. What I love about this story is ageism. That's basically what this is about, right? And also taking a chance, because at this point they had no choice. But the fact is this. Now, as you all know, I'm very honest about my age. I'm 50. And I'll be turning 51, actually. Oh, my God. At the end of September. So, okay, I'm going to be 51, which I'm very happy because I look at aging as a blessing. And the thing is this. With these animals, they had provided a service. And they were going to be put out to pasture. And they all decided, let's get the frig up. They all listened to each other. And the donkey started it. And each one was like, I got nothing to lose. So instead of being killed, let me jump on this bandwagon and go the pond bandwagon, and let's go ahead because it's got to be better than being killed. So they all took a chance on themselves because even though they were old and couldn't do the jobs they were assigned to do, they were like, screw it. And what I love about it is they may be old, but they were wise. They outsmarted the robbers. They had a lot of chutzpah. They had a lot of cojones to be like, screw it. We're going to be musicians. Even if they didn't have the talent, they didn't give a fuck. Because that's the point. What I love about this is, in our society today, and I'm not going to say all societies because I know in the Asian culture, which it's beautiful, they revere their elders. Our country is getting very slow to the take to revere our elders. I think we used to revere them, and then something happened where it's like, oh, you hit a certain age, suddenly you're not useful anymore. And I'm thinking another problem is in our society, period, with media and such, and this has been going on for many years, it's not just this age, that youth is everything, and getting older, especially for a woman, is the kiss of death. It's like, you're 30? Oh my God, let's take you to the back and let's shoot you and put you out to pasture. But I know it's changing now because there's people like me and older, even like 90, like Iris Apfel, and there's Bad Winky and stuff. That little baddie, she's so cute. All these older people that are like, you can still be vibrant and healthy and alive and have a purpose at any age. And that's what I love that's changing. And this story reinforces that. What I love about it is it's saying how these four little, kids, four little animals, knew that they were going to be killed. So they took a chance on themselves. They're like, we got nothing to lose, so let's do it. And they're smart enough to know to outwit the human robbers. And they ended up better off than they probably would have if they thought they were going to go to Bremen and be musicians, because it sounded like they didn't have any instruments anyway. But the point is, let's start embracing the fact of getting older. And that's what I want to encourage you to think about. Whether you are in your 20s or 30s, and I know a lot of people fear the getting older, I want to first encourage you to start not fearing it, but to embrace it. What is the alternative? If you're not getting older, the alternative is you're not here. So the beauty of getting older is you're getting older, but also the wisdom you gain, the experience. And what's beautiful about it is something about age. It gives you some sort of confidence that when you're younger, sometimes you don't have. Now, it does not mean that when you're in your 20s and 30s, you're not smart and intelligent, because I'm one of those people that believes that when older people and younger people come together and they talk, right, and they share stories, you can learn from each other. So I don't believe like I'm older, so you should listen to me, because I have nieces and nephews that range from the age of 20 to 30, and I love talking to them because I really think it's important to hear, what they faced during this generation and what have you, and they can hear and learn from us. So it's a win-win situation. But I want to encourage younger people to not fear, because what you resist persists, and I've said it about other things, but the fact is, with age, you will get this sense of confidence, like you just don't give a fuck. Exactly. You don't care because you've lived your life, and now you've been through so much shit that you know is crap that doesn't even serve you, that you're like, I don't got time for drama. I got time for me. I'm here for me. Now, with that being said, there are a lot of young people that already feel that way, and I'm like, good on you. I'm glad you already feel like you don't have time for drama and you're working on you and doing your shit, because you know what? You can do it at any point in your life. And for us older folk, please, let's not think that because we're older, we can't go after our dreams, a new dream. We can't go after a new vocation. I mean, how many times do you hear about people that have found, riches and, stardom, or have developed something and they were 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. I mean, like Grandma Moses. Didn't she make the cookies and she was like 80? She was Grandma Moses. It doesn't make a difference how old you are. It's what's going on in your mind. You know, people tell me I'm an old soul. I feel that way, but I know my spirit is young. And I feel the reason why my spirit is young is because, yes, I've done a lot of spiritual work, but also I never feared getting older. In my house, my mom looks really great for her age. Her and her family just don't age. I mean, Italians on a whole, like Mediterranean skin is oily. There are a lot of cultures that don't age, and Italians don't. And I do take care of myself. So I'm going to say 90% is genetics, but I also don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't eat chicken, pork, and meat. I haven't for 20 years. This is all for health reasons. That's not the point. I've probably mentioned it before. And I do meditation and whatever. The point is, though, my mind doesn't sit here and worry about getting older. My mind is, all right, if I want to dye my hair pink, I'm going to dye my hair pink. If I want to dress this, I'm going to dress like this. If I'm going to do a podcast, if I want to be sassy at 50 years old, I'm going to be sassy at 50 years old. You know, that's the thing. It comes down to your mindset. So I want to encourage everybody right here, right now, who's ever watching this, to stop limiting yourself because of your age, whether you feel you're too young or whether you feel you're too old. Because, honeys, age ain't nothing but a number. And it's your mind, which is powerful. We've talked about thoughts become things. So what are you thinking? What are you thinking? So I just want to encourage us all to embrace the fact we are all going to age if we are lucky. That, first of all, is a gift. Let's be grateful for that. To age each day is a gift, right? And to live in the present. And instead of fearing it, embracing it and saying, it's another day for another opportunity for me to grow, for me to become wiser, for me to decide, I don't want to do this anymore. Now I want to do this. Once we start embracing it, what happens? You don't see it on your face, the age. You don't have this skewed vision, because what happens when you keep thinking like age, oh, I don't want wrinkles, I don't want this, you're already telling the universe that's what I want, because the universe can't discern between want and don't want. So say nothing. Just keep looking at yourself and embracing yourself, but loving yourself. And what happens, you're not going to see like, oh, I have some crow's feet here, or I got a little line there, I've got this thought line here. Honey, babies, remember, that's experience on the face. It says I've lived a life, and look at me. I am strong. I am still here, and I'm still vibrant. And your mind and the way you live your life, that's what's important. Not about if you're 50, if you're 20, if you're 80. Let's get past all that bullshit, and let's realize that at any age we can be fabulous. Because remember, there's some 20-year-olds that are walking around miserable and hating the fact that they're 20. There are 30-year-olds that are hating it. There are 80-year-olds, and that's a mindset, my friends. So let's start embracing that. No matter what, you are never too young, too old to follow a dream, to desire a new dream, and to go after a new dream. So staying in this place of following your dreams, I just want to let you know, like I said, I'm turning 51. I decided to do this podcast and these videos. I mean, I've always done them, but I don't even have the skills in terms of like a podcast. I'm just doing it to do it. And you know what? I'm not letting my age stop me. I have a whole Instagram about my frugal fashionista because I do secondhand clothing. I don't give a shit. And the whole point is this. I stand in my truth. And when you stand in your truth and your authenticity, I shouldn't point. When you stand in your truth and your authenticity, it doesn't make a difference what age you are. So get over that, shine your light, vision your vision, dreams your dream, go after your goals, love yourself, and give yourself whatever it is you need each and every day to stay in the flow and stay in the glow. Oh, that's another good thing too. When you age, you just seem to glow up. It's not about growing up, it's about glowing up, bitches. So glow the fuck up. Ooh, I guess I'm hot-spirited about that. Anyway, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed that lovely chapter, that lovely actual story. And I also want to say really quickly, because I know I'm going to forget, let's not forget, each and every one of them had nothing to lose, so they took a chance on themselves. And they were all going to go to Bremen to go frickin' play music, even though they've never done it. So remember, you're never too young or too old to take up something new. Remember, whatever you think your lot is in life, it doesn't have to be. That's what you're thinking. So stop putting bars around you. Stop keeping yourself encaged in something that's not the truth. Step out of your comfort zone. Dream big, vision big, and you never know where you're going to land. All right? All right, my friends, I'm sending you tons of light and love. I know that you are glowing up while you're growing up, and I know that you are worthy and you are loved and you are enough. And with that note, until we read again. Ciao. Peace and love. Always love. You can never love enough.